Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaRakakadash. Don't want to see apostles and elders of great Muslim that rule well, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work of certain truth, pushing his word to full corners. So this in the news, you basically have Australia putting together, a war exercise, which is like a regular occurrence. But, the significance of this one is, you have a variety of nations joining in. And I believe not the... Well, okay, I'll read a bit. So it's on Sky News. It says, UK among 19 nations taking part in Australia's largest war exercise as China expected to watch. The drill, the largest ever warfighting exercise to take place in Australia, officially started on Sunday. The biennial drill known as Exercise Talisman Sabre. And then Talisman being there, there's gonna likely to be some reasoning behind these namings. But obviously brings, witchcraft, sorcery to mind. It says what started in 2005 as a joint exercise between the US and Australia, but has grown to incorporate many more countries. So yeah, that would have been during the Iraq War, 2005. And then it said a military exercise bringing together more than 35,000 personnel across 19 different nations, including the UK, is underway in Australia, with Chinese spy ships expected to watch. Yeah, you have more and more.
It's targeted at the countries that are participating, of course. We've got 19 countries here. They all come for a multitude of reasons. Australian training ranges offer the ability to, what we've just seen in the last hour, to employ systems that many countries can't do in their homeland, to test the interoperability, or can we come together? So we just observed a...
Yeah. It's well, it's interesting, like you said. It's like that, they're checking out viability of certain strategies and then working together as well, which for what's up and coming, it's always on everyone's lips. Anytime there's a any kind of event that kind of happens on a geopolitical scale, World War III. So within that, you're gonna have all these nations, amass together and then compete and go to war. Then, as such, that's why you have these drills being done. That's why you have them developing, different technologies. They might be like, okay, how can we coordinate our aiming system and account for position of allies, things like that. But it's because warfare is coming. That's something they're aware, and that's why China's watching as well. Because they're like, okay, we're going to be contending with these guys. We need to know where we're going. Because, that's the thing with, like, what, a lot of people are really... It's less so now, but more so before. They were just really like, nah, that World War III, it's just a rumor, blah. But these are things that... It's become evident can boil over, can come to a head very swiftly. And the Middle East is that big, focal point, man. Iran, State of Israel, Gaza, these spots. It's as whatever goes on there, that's where everyone's kind of like, oh shit. And Iran's really the focal point, man. Says the drill, the largest ever warfighting exercise. Oh, wait. Did I read that already? Yeah, I did. So it says this year, personnel from Canada, Fiji, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Japan, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, South Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Tonga, and the UK have joined. So the US ain't even there as well, which is interesting because that basically means, they said it started in 2005 between the US and Australia, and now the US ain't there, which is what them not coming to coordinate. But that speaks into the spirit of the times, man, where as Nero Trump's doing what he's doing. He's separating himself further and further from, especially from the EU, and then like the tariffs, the restarted tariffs, that's got everyone all upset. Everyone's hurt because everyone's going to be damaged. Everyone's going to be fucked over by that. So it says the Ministry of Defence said the UK carrier strike group, including HMS Prince of Wales and HMS Richmond, would be training with forces from New Zealand, among others, ahead of the exercise. F-35B jets and Merlin helicopters, part of the wider multinational force, are ready to defend and deepen ties across the Indo-Pacific under Operation High Mast, said the post on the MOD's X account. So with these events, it's they're especially in that region that's really contending with China. That's the main kind of as far as in those oceans, China's kind of the key player they're going to be working against, and then Taiwan's kind of the focus. So it says this morning, Carrier Strike Group said on its X account, exercise Talisman Sabre 25 begins. Expected to join 18 partner nations with over 350,000 military personnel. Okay. So it says the 19 countries will take part in the exercise over 3 weeks. Australia's Defence Department said on Sunday, with China expected to monitor activities. The drills also take place in neighbouring Papua New Guinea, making it the first time Talisman Sabre activities have been held outside Australia. So yeah, they've been hooking up with other nations nearby as well that were involved, and China's preying it because why? These that's the thing with these events. These things are a precursor. These things are a sign. These things are kind of there to broadcast to the to the world, like what there's what Esau's kind of using it for, where he's trying to showcase his might. But then the key thing is what Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So the signs of the coming, return of Yahushua, and with the return of Yahushua, the end of this world, and then we go into the sign. Says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, wars and rumours of wars. What they're doing is those rumours of wars. That's why they're preparing for it. They're basically, building up their teamwork in what, as far as, why are these militaries kept up to date? Why is this technology further developed? Why is their teamwork being built? Because it's going to be utilized. Because they're going to be going to war to us. That's the reality of it. And that's a big factor a lot of people don't kind of want to accept. They might to some degree be aware, but I think the main thing with the Western world is people think it's going to be in some faraway place and then just not going to be involved. They're just going to see it on the news and then kind of frown and be like, wow, I hope the war ends, and then that's going to be that. Or does it say, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So yeah, those wars, those rumors of wars, as part of the beginning of sorrows, and it's a sign of how right here, now's the time these things are coming to pass, man. Because the key thing is that World War III. That's one of the key prophecies and that mark. What does it say? Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And yeah, all the mighty men are being roused. All the military men are being raised up. And what's become a bigger and bigger point, especially as far as mainly within the UK and the US, I'm aware, is recruitment numbers for the army. They've been down, they've been dog shit for not even for a short period. Like I think they said like 9 years over here in the UK, from like 2017 maybe, they'd been below the amount they needed. And then the knock-on effect of that is should a war kick off, then drafts going to be needed. Conscription, and then you have the nations that are closer to to Russia. Well, I think is Denmark as well added in, but it was Norway and Sweden, I believe, has started conscripting people to do, I think, just training. They might. I'm not sure if they're fully in the military. They're probably on whatever the equivalent of like the territorial army is, or National Guard, where they're basically called on for defense. But these things are being done. Why? Because that's gonna come to pass, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom, shalom.